When you talk about winning race teams in offshore, this team comes to mind every single time the conversation comes up. I'm talking about Miss GEICO, and as many venues as you guys have won in all over the world, there is none more important, I know, than Key West.
Stan, I got to tell you, we've been very, very fortunate with the Miss GEICO Racing team with our World Championships, and we look forward to Key West like a baby looks forward to getting his binky. I mean, it is the one race of the year where it all comes down to how good are you.
And you guys have had some narrow escapes in Key West over the years, big man.
Oh yeah, we've scared ourselves more in Key West's venue than we have in all our other venues combined, with the exception of Michigan City.
Now tell us about the CMS incident.
Well, we were coming up on CMS, making the little right-hand bend going into the harbor, and they, I don't think, saw us, and they were cutting the pin, and it was either slow down and get in the rooster tail or speed up and hope I could sneak by him. And we literally went by him at 160 miles an hour, 2 inches from them and about 4 feet from the seawall. So that was a little pucker factor right there.
Pucker up, buttercup. You know, they call this a granddaddy of offshore, Mark, and the race course is very, very unique.
I got to tell you, it is a unique race course, and they should call it the granddaddy of offshore. Think about the individuals that have raced here: Rocky Aoki, Chuck Norris, Al Copeland, Stan Ware. I mean, these are the legends of our sport. I mean, these guys are these are the people that made it all happen, and we get to race on the same course, not quite as long as those guys, but the same course that they do. And to be able to go the speeds that we're going on the course that those guys laid down as we roll down that straightaway, it's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, there is emotion when you run down that straightaway.
And it truly is a world championships. Teams from the Ukraine, Australia, England, France, Italy, Norway, the list goes on and on. If you win this, you are indeed a world champion.
Absolutely. You know, winning this and what we go for, and obviously the crown is first overall. To win first overall in Key West is really, you are the fastest in the world. And that's something that Scott, myself, the whole GEICO team strives for. They work all year long from Michigan City, from Cocoa Beach, to Sarasota. They work to tune this boat to be able to take home that crown.
And Big Scott, it's not just one race, it's 3 days of racing.
Well, it's 3 days of racing, and also, you know, we haven't had a lot of the other turbine boats show up this year. And hopefully, from what I'm hearing, they're all going to be in Key West. So, you know, we look forward to some competition more than we look forward to anything else, because we've been lacking that in the last couple of years. So to go to Key West, to have other turbine boats show up, and literally shut up the critics, you know, because everybody says we're out poker running every weekend. But you know what? We come prepared every single solitary race. If somebody's going to show up, they're going to show up, and we're going to be ready for them. We're not going to take any race lightly, no matter who's there. And Key West, we will be ready, and we're waiting for the turbine boats to get there. And we welcome you all to come.
Nobody can knock you guys. You guys go out there and race as hard as you can every single venue. If no one wants to buck up and man up and show up, hey, there's nothing you guys can do about it.
We're here for the fans. We're here for our sponsor. GEICO has backed us, and we believe that the fans are out to see the Miss GEICO, and we want to put on the best show possible for them. And we push ourselves to be better. Stan, it's one of those things that, like Scott said, our team is not satisfied with mediocrity. So each race we learn something. Each race we try something new. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. You saw Scotty and I made some mistakes in Michigan City, and it cost us dearly. Our crew has really, really worked hard to get the boat back together. And while we'll be going into clear water with a little trepidation, you know, we're coming off that crash, we're excited about it. We're excited about getting back in the boat to do what we do best.
Speaking of mistakes, the fastest offshore boat in the world, if you do make a mistake in this boat, I mean, it could definitely be catastrophic.
You know, while I don't like to think about it, we do have to think about it. And our safety crew, the Dave DiPetrillo and the SBI safety team goes over, we test, we do our dunk tests, we practice the what ifs. We are prepared if something does happen that we don't want to happen, but it's part of the risks of racing a powerboat.
When the spray settles in Key West, will these guys, Miss GEICO, be world champions? We'll have to wait and see.